Okay, so I'm going to use this stencil. Kind of reminds me of like a crab cage or something of that nature. Anyway, so all I have is a little bit of those colors that I've shown you. I've offloaded some, and we're going to see how this turns out. We're just going to play and have fun with it, and we're just going to randomly put this in various areas. And I'm going to lift it and you can see how cool it is. Hold on. Okay, there's one little spot. Yay! Love it. Okay, so I'm going back, loading up my brush. I'm going to offload a little bit again. Move this over so you can see it. And I think I'm going to put some over here. We're also going to carry some of this over onto the sides so that it has kind of a nice cohesive look. Some of this will get painted over on the next few layers that we put on this piece, but we're just going to develop it. And if you look right here, you can see I got some that's a little extra. And I'm going to go like this, lift some of that off. And I'm going to see if we can remove some of it with a wet brush. Let's see. While it's still wet, you can generally remove acrylic paint. No mistakes in art. Happy accidents. This may get covered up anyways. I don't know how this is gonna fully develop. But that's the goal, is we're just gonna go around and put a few of these little spots all over the place. There we go. I think that looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go around and put a few more. I'll show you. I'm gonna catch this side. Let me get some more on my brush. And I'm gonna turn this way. Hopefully we're not too close to the camera. Yeah, my brush is probably pretty wet. You probably should do more of a real dry brush, just for a real soft effect. Let me see how we got that. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. I like that. Okay, well, I'm going to do a few more spots. Okay, so as you see, I have put those little markings done with our stencil on various spots on the canvas, just to add a little variety or interest. So now we're going to go on and develop this a little bit further. Okay, so here's where I'm going to start with my colors on top of my crawfish and my crab. So just to give you a little idea, this is airbrush medium. I'm going to use that in place of water so it doesn't break down my binders. And then I'll be blending these as I go. And I have a palette set over here. Let me see if you can see it. There you go. That's where I'm at. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to go around and do a few spots on this crawfish and the crab, and I'm going to put it in a fast motion so that you won't get too bored watching me just paint. But you can see how it develops. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'm going to go in, since I have this main part of my crawfish pretty much done, I'm going to go in and put in a few stronger highlights, like maybe what I have right here, and just kind of brighten them up a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to work on the eye. We're going to leave some of this dark. We don't want to lose it all. We're going to make a little lighter version of this, and then we'll come on top with another highlight. I'm going to switch this over again into time lapse so you can enjoy that. Okay, so we're going to introduce another color. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Phthalo blue. And that's going to go for our crab. We're going to do a blue crab with some red spots. So let's get started. Again, I'm going to turn it into the time lapse for you. Okay, so in looking at this, I want to go in and put in a few little shadows, just a few things to separate the crab from the crawfish. Right here, I have this blue line, but I'm not particularly liking it. So I'm going to change that, and then I want to separate the crawfish from the crab here and right here. So I'm going to go in and make that adjustment. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is to take a little bit of red and glaze it on just to brighten up some of the crawfish a little bit, and I might put a few little touches on the crab. Okay, so what I just did was go and put a little bit of a red tint, a glaze, just around the crawfish, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more strength in some areas. You can kind of see that it's just a glaze. I'm really not trying to repaint the crawfish. I'm just giving a little tonal change. That's all I'm doing. So that's where you'll see the little bit of red on the crawfish, just to kind of give them a little bit more life. Okay, so let's move on to our next step, and that's going to be the background. Okay, so now I'm going to go around and I'm going to put some different things happening in the background, and I'm going to move this to time lapse so that you can enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going to move this crab down so that we can look at the crawfish now, and we're going to continue putting in some little tonal changes like we have here behind the crawfish. And I'm going to also show you that in time lapse. Okay, so I forgot to show you one of the products that I'm using as well is this. What this does is allows your paint to stay open longer, which means it stays wet longer. And that's real important when you're doing acrylic. Okay, so we're going to move on into a time lapse, and we're going to do this background here, and that product will help us to put a glaze or a shift in tone. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is to go around and maybe add in just a few little bright spots of this like cerulean blue color that I have right here. I don't know if you can see that. And we're going to see how that turns out. So again, we're going to time lapse. Okay, so here's our finished piece. I put some blue in the eyes, added a little whisker or whatever the crawfish has right there. It's little fillers, and the crab. There you go. So there's our completed piece. I hadn't decided yet to put on any French words, but if I do, I'll add it. But for right now, I'm happy with it. So I hope y'all enjoyed all the little snippets of this painting, and I hope to have some more for you in the future. Continue to follow me on the social media, and you can see what else we got going on. All right, thanks.